I think this is the first video I've ever done that's just going to show one artist, and it's Gabriele Munter, who we know for her like simple shapes and her bold color choices and dark outlines, like these amazing paintings. But she had a couple of different periods of work. Um, but for me, she's just become one of my favorite artists. She was overlooked for a long time, or underappreciated. This is her early self-portrait, because she had a romantic affair with a great artist, Kandinsky, and that was overshadowed. But this painting, I think of all the time. This is her in the 30s in Germany, as everything was ramping up. And I just think it's such an amazing portrait of muted complementary colors. You start to see the dark lines in some of the other thing in her work, but it's just such a different vibe. And I just think it shows like what she's capable of, to go from something like this to that. But for this class, I want you to think of this very subject matter she did. She did a lot of landscapes. She was from Germany. She spent a lot of time in Switzerland. She has a background in photography and printmaking, which you see. This is Kandinsky, and she's rowing the boat, which I think is amazing. Start noticing like how these simplified blocks of color, there's often a window she might be looking out of. She has really bold color choices. She was very much about the instantaneous approach, but she also could be political. These were like, she did a series of excavation when everything was starting in Germany too, like to show kind of her country being torn up. So she has all these different vibes, like, that some of the vibes were when she was in love with Kandinsky, and some were during the breakup, and some were the war. A lot of the people in her group, the Blue Riders, and German expressionists, were persecuted or sent to jail. She was kind of left alone, but she wasn't supposed to paint. They would come to her house and look for the paintings. So there's a lot of different energies she had, which is kind of what I was thinking of in terms of inspiration, and what inspires you. We know she was inspired what's called reverse glass painting. These are some Swedish ones that we know that she saw, and you can see the use of the dark lines and these simple shapes and graphic forms. So what I want to do tonight is I want you to do two portraits, because she painted fast. She painted a ton of paintings, and she was all about the lines she made and capturing the instant of a moment. That's what she thought was really modern. So I want you to do the same. And to do that, I think we're going to do two paintings. One is going to be in her older style of that muted complementary colors, and one will be in this style of the bold blocks of color, bold lines, really simplified shapes. You could do the same subject. She did all these pensive, thoughtful women deep in thought. You could do interactions with figures. I think this is her sister. So you could either do, this could be kind of fun to do two portraits of the same person. Maybe you have a very pensive, aloof mom or aunt or grandma. You could also do still lifes with flowers. If I have time, I'm going to grab some. I don't know if I will. She did a lot of windows. You can imagine what her life was like as an undervalued artist, female artist of that time. So I would say pick one of the genres, even if you don't do two of the same paintings. I would really like to start with one of the muted complementary, more traditional, and I want you to leapfrog from that and figure out what that would look like if you simplified the shapes, if you painted with bolder colors, if you added these black lines. My point is to show what she thought of painting, which was that it's a response. It's the essence of what you're looking at. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. And we'll talk more about her idea of dominant color, which we haven't really focused on that much. I know we've done 90% paintings, so prepare yourself. We're going to do two paintings quickly tonight. So pick a subject matter that feels like you can accomplish that. Okay, bye.